What's up, you guys? Welcome to our channel once again. It's Real Friday. Today we're going to talk about who I think will win the presidency. It's 8 days away. It's kind of exciting, but at the same time, it's not exciting because the stock market is down and I actually own stocks. But before we get started, if you guys could please hit the like button. It really helps the channel a lot. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's get started. Reason number one, swing states are key in this election. They're key in every election, to be honest, but I think in this election, it's most important just because I think it's going to be a closer election with what that people think. But I do believe that in the swing states, it's going to be like a wide margin and people are going to get surprised. In Texas, over 70 people who are registered to vote have already voted. They already started counting the votes too. Arizona, I think Arizona will be closer. It's always kind of close, but I think this year will be like a few thousand votes and they'll determine who will win that state. In Florida, I think the current president's going to win Florida by a lot just because he has a lot of supporters out there and a lot of people who just love him just because he supports law enforcement. There's a lot of people who flee the country that they were at to come here to live a better life. They have small businesses. He supports small businesses. I just think in general, I think he's gonna win Florida just by a wide margin. In Florida, there's actually thousands of parades going on and there's like hundreds of people in these parades endorsing him. I know people don't like that because it's like Florida's supposed to be like a swing state, but it's not looking like a swing state right now. I think he'll just win that state by a wide margin. And I think Pennsylvania, I think Joe Biden was winning this state by a wide margin before the last debate. I think he actually hurt himself by saying the oil and fracking. He kept jumping around the topic, saying one thing and then he says another thing. And I actually think that's turned off voters and are going to make voters vote for the opposite opponent, which is the current president, just because they don't know what to expect or what he's going to do with the fracking and oil. So if he gets rid of oil and he gets rid of those oil jobs, it's just going to be bad for the economy just because thousands are going to lose their jobs and not going to have no income coming. So I think our current president is just going to win all these 4 states, to be honest. I think 2 of the states, which is Texas and Florida, I think he'll win them by a wide margin. I think Arizona and Pennsylvania, I think it'll be close, but I think he'll eventually win these. We'll actually see within 8 days, so I might be wrong. I don't know. Reason number 2 is like how I stated for Pennsylvania, oil and fracking. This has like a big thing to do in the United States just because, you know, this has created a lot of jobs here and a lot of people depend on oil. So if you have one candidate jumping around the topic of like, I'm gonna do this, and then next week he says I'm gonna do this, people don't know what to expect from it. So kind of turn off voters like how I just mentioned. So they're gonna vote for the other candidate, which is our current president. So I think he just had one job to do last week, and that's just stay on topic, say what you've always been saying. Even though if you're not gonna do that, just like convince the voters that you're gonna do this, so they could vote for him. And he just had one job, and I just think he's just messed up, which is kind of bad for the Democrats. But you know, that's what happens when you don't know what you're gonna do. So reason number 3, if you haven't liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell notification so you guys can get notified every time I do a video. Reason number 3 is law enforcement. It's like, this has like a big like debate and different opinions within people. Some people want to defund the police, other people want to fund the police. But I think this just falls in what spectrum like you're in, you know? Like if you're in law enforcement, obviously you're going to vote for the person who supports you and knows in the danger you go on a day-to-day basis to keep that community safe. And then if you want to defund the police, you just don't like the police because you think that they don't do their job correctly. They could do better. They're overpaid or something like that. But in this occasion, I just think this law enforcement endorsement that they did to our current president was a big deal because this is thousands of votes going to him. And it's like, I don't even think this has never happened in history. Like, it's just a bunch of law enforcement people just like endorsing him and saying, you know, that's the person they want in office just because he supports them. They know the day-to-day dangers that they go to, and they'll pay him more, you know. And then when you have another candidate that wants to defund you and like makes you get paid less, you know, maybe cut the federal like budget within you, and then there'll be less jobs for police. That's kind of like a turnoff. So this big law enforcement endorsement, I think this has like a big thing to do. And this kind of goes to reason number 4, and reason number 4 is the Latino vote will be closer than expected. And this is one that kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like makes me happy, but at the same time it doesn't make me happy because a lot of people like misunderstood when they do this. You know, there's a lot of people who say like, how can you vote Republican when you're Mexican or like a Latino, you know? But then my response to that is like, how can you vote for Democrats when they have record deportations and they built the cages before the Republicans did. And then every time you ask them that, they just get quiet and then they don't even know what to say. So I think the Latino vote will be closer than expected. And there's been a lot of articles stating this as well. And I think like once like you come out and you're like a Latino, you were like, I'm a Republican, a lot of people make fun of you, but at the same time, like they're the ones that look dumb because Democrats have record deportations on like immigrants and they build the cages. And it's just like, that doesn't make sense. It's just like a lot of political things that people don't understand, I guess. Or people just want to go like, people just go with trends, you know? So like, they always just want to criticize the Latino for, you know, Republicans or whatever. And they think they're just trying to make fun of you. But at the end of the day, the Latino vote will be closer than expected, and it will show in 8 days. Number 5, why I think our current president will get reelected is because the tax break he gives to small businesses. I think he understands how important small businesses are to our U.S. economy. I think small businesses contribute 65 to 70% of the U.S. economy. So this is why the PPP loans that passed in the stimulus package a couple months ago were so important, because he understood that these businesses are so important and we want a good economy, because these are just so important. These are like family owned or just like small like people just like trying to build up businesses and then trying to expand it. So the PPP loans were so important to these businesses so they could stay afloat and they won't go bankrupt or make them close down because they couldn't afford to pay rent or do all those stuff. So this is why he fights so hard to pass a PPP loan like currently as a standalone bill, because he wants these small businesses to get help, because he wants the U.S. economy to do good, and he knows in order for the U.S. economy to do good, small businesses needs to do good. So I just think this is very important, and I think a lot of small business owners are endorsing him and voting for him and making people realize like all these tax breaks are actually kind of good for businesses, because now they can hire more people and hopefully they could pay these people a little bit more money. And also I think the option of pay, or what he's saying is that every state should have their minimum wages different. So if California has it at $12, Ohio can have it at $8, just because the cost of living is a lot different. And in California, maybe an apartment is like $1,800, but in Ohio it's like $1,200. So the pay should be different in my opinion as well. So it's like, it's just a lot of economics that has to do with it. Let's go to my last reason why I think he'll win. Is the lowest unemployment in history. Before this pandemic actually started, we had record unemployment, which was like at 3.5%. A lot of people try to say that, oh, like it's our Barack Obama, he created this big, you know, economic boom and he just came in office and he just took credit for it. But if you actually look back in history, Obama actually told him good luck trying to recover this economy. So when he stated that he was going to make the economy better than ever, Obama actually told him good luck trying to do that. So it's kind of like he really didn't even do anything, you know? So I think our current president actually made the lowest unemployment in history possible, and I think he will make it again if he gets reelected. So these are my 6 reasons why I think he'll get reelected. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't followed me on Instagram at financial_reels, please follow me. You guys have a wonderful day.